Hello everyone, my name is Nicholas from Exolvate Games team and welcome to a part 3 of creating skill tree system inspired by Gorka Games. In the previous part we have created the toggling our skill tree widget and now in this part we are going to create or basically implement the unlocking skills logic. So there is additional thing that we need to do also, and we are going to do that right now. This is basically to fix a bug that we are currently having inside our skill tree system. I don't know if you remember, but I have showed you that we are having a bug inside our system, and that is basically when I drag on the background of my skill tree widget, I can move the camera of my playable character. So that is something that that we do not want. So I'm just going to compile my code and launch my Unreal Engine because I want to show you. So here we are inside our Unreal Engine. If I begin the simulation and open my skill tree widget, you will see that if I drag my mouse on the background of my skill tree widget, I'm able to move camera of my playable character. So like I said, that is something that we do not want, and this is causing the behavior that we do not want also. So let's close our Unreal Engine and let's fix that right now. So let's go to our skill tree .header file because here we need to declare an override function. So we are going to implement the overriding logic for that function. Okay, so let's type f reply, and that override function is called native on mouse button down. And here we need to pass in some parameters. I'm just going to copy and paste them from my other project, and you just need to pause this video and type them as parameters for your native on mouse button down override function. And on the end I'm just going to add the override because we want to override that function. So that function is basically declared as a virtual function somewhere in the parents. So let's just create a definition for that function, and we are going to do that by right clicking on our native on mouse button down and clicking on this quick actions and refactorings and create a definition of our function. So now here we need to basically here we need from the f reply we need to return the handled. So now we are handling this override function, and now we need to basically compile our code and test it out if we have fixed our bug or not. And basically, yeah, that is all that we need to do. Yeah, that was pretty easy. So let's launch our Unreal Engine. So now if I begin the simulation and open my skill tree widget, you will see that I'm not able to move my camera of my playable character. And you're not going to be too if you have did the same thing as me. So yeah, nice, we have fixed that bug. So we can now again close our Unreal Engine because the next thing that we need to do is to declare some variables inside our skill.header file. Why we are doing that? We are going to declare some of the variables that are going to be in every instance of our skill widget. So I don't know if you remember, but we have basically added the skill widgets inside our skill tree widget. So those are those buttons that we are having inside our skill tree. So we have declared them as these variables. And now whenever we declare here something, that is something that each of these instances are going to carry. So if I declare a variable that is a type of boolean, every skill button or skill widget is going to have that boolean. So we are going to declare variables that are like if is skill unlocked, or basically we are going to declare a variable that is a cost of that skill and etc. So let's do that right now. The first variable that we are going to declare will have a specifiers of edit anywhere, because we need to be able to edit that variable, and that will be a cost. So we need to be able to type to set the cost of that specify skill. So we are going to put it inside the skills category, and we are going to put it inside the subcategory of a cost. So by doing this, by typing this line right here and this, we are giving it a subcategory. So this is a main category and this is a subcategory. That will be just an integer and integer 32. Or actually we can use the integer 16. By that we are saving on the memory. And I'm going just to name it cost. I think that that is a name that is making most sense. You can give different names to your variables. Okay, so let's now declare another variable. So that variable is going to be a boolean, and that boolean will be just be skill unlocked, and that boolean will follow the state of each skill, if it's unlocked or not. So by the default, it is going to have a false value. Why is that? Because whenever we open our skill tree and whenever we basically begin a simulation, each skill is not going to be unlocked, and that's the reason why this skill unlocked boolean has a default value of a false. So for now we are going to declare those two variables. So I want to explain actually another thing, so maybe it can that can confuse you, but I have here set the specifiers for my cost variable, but for my B skill unlocked no. So why is that? That is because this cost variable we are going to use inside our Unreal editor, and basically we need to modify that variable and that value inside our Unreal editor. But for this boolean I have not gave any specifiers, because we are going to use this boolean inside our code. That is basically going to be something in the back end that we are going to use for the conditions, if we have unlocked that specify skill or not. So I hope that you have understand the principle of that. If you did not, and if there's anything that is confusing you, please guys feel free to reach to us throughout our Discord server, or basically just write a comment down below and our team is going to help you. So let's compile our code, and now let's launch our Unreal Engine, because I want to show you what we have did with this cost variable. So now if I open my content drawer and then open this blueprint widget underscore skill tree, and also click on one of my skills, if I search for skills category, you will see that we will have this skills category, and as a subcategory we will have this cost subcategory. So now here we have editable value that we can set up as a cost of each of our skills. So for example, this skill right here will cost 1, this will cost 2, this will cost 3, and etc. So in that way we can set up the cost of our of each of our skills. So now the each skill will have a different value. So now here if I type 1 and for this one 2, for this one 2, you will see that this one will have the cost of 1 skill point, and this will have 2 skill points. So yeah, that's a cool thing. I'm not going to set up now the cost of each of my skills. I'm going to do that later. If you want, you can do that right now. So I'm just going to close it and close this Unreal Engine, because we need to declare another variable, and that variable will be basically an enumeration that will be just a skill types. So each of our skills will have ability that our character will basically get whenever we unlock that specified skill. So in that enumeration we are going to specify the skill types, and I'm going to use those skill types from the Gorka Games blueprint video, blueprint tutorial of a skill tree, because like I said, this series is inspired by him. How we are going to do that? Below this implementing of this class U button, we need to type U enum. So we need to use the caps letters, and then below that we need to type enum class, and how we are going to name it. I'm going to name it E skill type, and here we just need to type uint8 as a standard of the enum classes. So now we need to specify the types, the skill types that we are going to have. So like I said, I'm going to use once from the Gorka Games tutorial. So the first one is protection. And also we need to specify the display name that is going to be displayed inside our editor, and we are going to do that by using this U meta. And also we need to search for the display name, so that will be just protection. So comma on the end of this line, I'm going to copy and paste it 3 more times, but on the end of the 4th line I'm going to delete the comma. The next one will be extra health, and as display name I'm going to paste it the extra health, but with the space in between those two words. The next one is extra stamina, and we are going to do that. We are going to do the same thing for the display name, and the last one will be double jump. So if you want, you can basically declare even more skill types. So I'm just going to create these 4. They are going to do the right work for us. So now the next thing that we need to do is to declare a variable that is going to have the same specifiers as this cost variable. So let's paste it, but we are going to put it inside a different subcategory. It will be just skill type. And it will be a type of this E skill type. So later, or not later, in a moment you will see that we will be able for each of our skills to choose one of these skill types. Okay, so without this asterisk sign, and I'm going to name it just skill type. Okay, so now finally I want to show you what we have did here, and also set up the cost and the skill type of each of our skills. So let me just compile my code and launch my Unreal Engine. So now if I open my content drawer, and then again this BPW or blueprint widget underscore skill tree, you will see that if we search for skills category, you will see that now we have this skill type, and we can choose one of our skill types, basically that we have declared inside our enumeration and later created as a variable that we have right here. So yeah, that's a cool thing that we have did. So I have showed you some things that can confuse you, but please guys, if anything is unclear, feel free to reach to us and our team is going to help you. So now, like I said, let's set up those settings for each of our skills. So this one will be, let's say, protection, and it will cost 1. This one will cost 2, and I'm just going to set it to be the extra health. This one will cost 3, so this in the center, and it will be the extra stamina. This one also is going to cost 3, and that is going to be the double jump. this one is going to cost 2, and I'm just going to set up the settings by myself. I'm just doing it randomly, but if you want, like I said, you can declare even more these skill types and set up them here. So like I said, I'm doing this randomly. This one will cost 1, and that's going to be the extra health. Okay, so this one will be the extra stamina. This one will be the extra health. So this one is going to cost 1, and also this one. So this one is going to cost 2. And it is going to be protection. This one is going to be extra stamina, and it is going to cost 3. This one will cost 2, and it is going to be, let's say, double jump. I think that that's pretty alright. So now we have declared, we have set up the options for our for each of our skills. So yeah, that's a cool thing that we have did. So the next thing that we are going to do, we are going to basically bind the clicking function with those skills. So now if you take a closer look, if I click on one of my skills, nothing is going to happen. So yeah, let's change that. Let's close our Unreal Engine, and the first thing that we need to do is to go to, so let me actually see. Okay, so we need to go to our skill.header file, and here we need to declare a function that is going to be triggered whenever we click on that specified skill. Okay, so we need to type a u function, and without this u function, your function that needs to be triggered whenever we click on the skill is not going to be triggered. So you need to type this u function, and below that I'm going to name it something like on mouse, or actually how I named it in my other project. Okay, so I have named it on button clicked. That is a cool name. It is basically telling us that the button is clicked, or basically that we have clicked on that skill and tried to unlock it. It is going to be a void function because that function is not going to return anything. It is just going to do some work for us. So let's create a definition, and inside that function we are just going to print a string, because we want to do that for the testing purposes. We just want to see if we click on that skill, if we try to unlock it, if the print string is going to appear. So how we are going to do that? By typing gengine, and then we need to search for add-on screen debug message function. So the first thing that we need to pass in is a key, the second one is a time to display, and it is going to be displayed for 5 seconds long. The next one is a color of a print string, and it is going to be just a red, and the last thing that we need to pass in is what is going to be printed, and that is a text. So it is just going to be printed skill unlocked. Okay, so like I said, it is only for the testing purposes, and we need to actually bind it. So we need to get the reference of our button, so this button right here that we actually can click, and because this pointer, we need to dereference it. So by typing this minus greater, and actually we are getting this red line, so we need to fix that. Why we are getting that? We are getting because we need to the button, the pointer or reference to incomplete type u button is not allowed, so we need to hash include from the components folder the button component, and the red line is going to disappear. So we need to search for on pressed, and basically you see that basically it is saying that the called, this on pressed is going to be called when the button is pressed. So we need to now type dot add dynamic, and it is not going to be in the suggestions, but don't worry about that, it is going to work, so you need to just type add dynamic. We need, for the first parameter, we need to pass in this class, and the next thing that we need to pass in is a function that is going to be triggered whenever we click that button of a specified skill. So from the useSkill class, or this class right here, we are going to call this on button clicked. And I think that actually now we can test it out. So let me just compile my code and launch the Unreal Engine. So now here we are inside our Unreal Engine. And now if I begin the simulation and open my skill tree, and now if I try to click on one of my skills, you will see that actually whenever I click on one of my skills, in the top left corner, the print string is going to appear. So yeah, that's a cool thing that we have did. Now we need to finish the unlocking skill logic. So let's close the Unreal Engine, and now we need to actually let me just see at my other project what we need to do. So the next thing that we need to do is to delete this print string from inside the on button clicked function, and the first thing that we need to do is to check if this boolean b skill unlocked is true or not, because if it's not true, that means that the skill that we are clicking on, we are trying to unlock, okay, and it is not unlocked before. So yeah, we are checking if it's actually not true. So by typing this right here, we are getting not b skill unlocked, and I'm actually using here the truthy and the falsy values. It is just this, but in the different way. So b skill unlocked is double equals to false. So we are checking if it's false or not, and if it's false, like I said, that skill is not unlocked, and we are just going to initialize it to be true. So yeah, we can't just unlock it again. So yeah, the one thing that we are going to do, we are actually going to check for the skill type that skill has. So how we are going to do that? We are going to use the switch. And that is the same thing as using the switch on case node inside the blueprints. So yeah, now I'm going to show you how to do that inside the C++. So here we need to basically pass in the skill type, and now actually you will see that in case if the skill that we are unlocking, if it's protection, something is going to happen. So you see that here we have this break. That means that if it's protection, something is going to happen that is going to be inside this code block, and then code is going to break, and yeah, that is for the other ones too. And this is also the default. So if our skill is not selected, if our skill actually that we are trying to unlock has none of these skill types, basically the default code block is going to be triggered. But yeah, that's not the case in this situation. So if it's protection, we are just going to print a simple string. So add on-screen debug message. We are doing the same process. So 5.0, the color will be red, and the text is just going to be something like this, or actually we're just going to print protection, and now we know that that skill that we're unlocking is actually giving us protection ability. So let's do that for the extra health. Let's do that for the extra stamina. Okay, so for the extra stamina, and now let's do that for the double jump, and you will see that if the skill that we are trying to unlock, if it's the protection, this print string will be printed, and yeah, that's the case for the other ones. So here, let me just finish this line of code. So double jump, this thing also showed the Gorka in the same way. He just printed those strings as protection, extra health, extra stamina, and double jump. So yeah, I'm just doing the same thing. Now let's just compile our code and launch our Unreal Engine, because I wanted to show you what we have did. So now, like you saw, we have used the switch, and now if I begin the simulation and click on one of my skills, you will see that basically if I click on that skill, that the print string in the top left corner is going to appear, and it is going to be just protection. That means that this skill will give us the protection ability, and also if you try to click it again, you will actually notice that the print string is not going to appear again. That is because we have initialized it. If the B skill unlocked boolean is false, that we are initializing it to be true, and again we can't just unlock it again. So yeah, we have did that, and yeah, if we try to unlock this, you will see that it is going to show that that's the extra health skill, and yeah, that is going to be for the rest of our skills. So now we need to create some visualization here. You see that if I unlock it, this is not going to change any colors or anything. We just don't know that this skill is unlocked. So yeah, we are going to create the thing. So whenever we click on one of our skills and unlock it, the color of that button is going to change. So it is going to be some greenish color. Okay, so now I have noticed right now that I'm talking too fast, so sorry about that, guys. I'm just trying to explain as much as I can and give you as much details as I can. So I hope that you don't mind it, and I'm going to say it again. If anything is unclear, please, guys, feel free to reach to us throughout our Discord server, where we can also help you more with the problem that is confusing you. So now let's close our Unreal Engine. So the one thing that I want to do is to move this switch on case inside the different function. This is just going to make our on button clicked function prettier, because this is not the all that we are going to do in this on button clicked function. In the next part we are going to do some more things about this on button clicked function, but yeah, you're going to see. So let's do that right now. Let's create actually the separate function. That function is going to be a void and not returning anything. So yeah, this is just going to do some work for us, and I'm going to name it something like unlock ability. I think that that's pretty alright for that function. So let's create a definition for that function, and move this switch on case inside that function. So now, okay, what is with this? So let me just remove these spaces. Okay, this is pretty alright, and now we are just going to call this unlock ability, and yeah, we have did that. Now our on button clicked function looks prettier. So the next thing that we need to do, whenever we click on the one skill and unlock it, the color of that skill is going to be changed to some greenish color. So we are going to create another function where we are going to store that logic and also call that function later inside on button clicked function. So that function is also going to be a void function and not going to return anything. I'm just going to name it unlock skill. So I think that that's pretty alright. That's a pretty good name. Like I said many times, you can give some other names to your functions, components, and etc. So now let's do the last thing for this part, because we are long enough into this part, and yeah, I'm just trying to record record these parts as shorter as I can. Not that short, but something like half an hour is going to be all right. So yeah, the first thing that we need to do, we actually need to declare a variable that will be a type of f button style. So we are going to name it a new button style. So I'm going to name it. Like I said, you can give some other names to your variables, and we are going to initialize it to get the style of our button. So get style. Let me just explain what we are going to do. I'm sure that you're confused by now. So what we are going to do, we are actually going to create a new button style. So we are going to get all the properties and the settings of the style that is currently in the button, and we are going to use that style to change just two settings. So basically that will be a color of our button, and we are going to change these two settings to be a different color, to be a green, and later after that we are going to attach that style or set that style to a button that we have clicked. And yeah, basically that's some easy logic behind this unlocking skill and changing its color. So we now need to get this new button style, and like I said, we need to change some of the properties in order to change its color. So we need to get a normal, and from that normal we need to get the tint color. And from the we need to type equal, and from the F-slate color we need to choose a color that we are going to change that button that we have clicked. So we need to type F linear color, and from that enumeration we need to choose basically green. I'm going to choose the basic green color. You can basically set it to something else, but I'm just going to use the basic green color. Okay, so inside this F-slate color we are changing the color of this property to green. And I'm going to copy that line of code because the next one is pretty similar. But we don't need to get the tint color from the normal. We need to get the tint color from the hovered. And yeah, we are just going to set it to the green. And like I said, when I have explained what we are going to do, on the end, we're just going to set that new button style to the button that we have clicked. So we can just get the setter function that is called set style. This is a getter function and this is a setter, and we just need to pass in the new button style. And yeah, we have did all the work that we had. So now hopefully everything is going to work pretty all right. Let's compile our code and launch our Unreal Engine. So actually I'm not going to launch my Unreal Engine because I have got I've got some error, so something is not right. So the thing that we need to do is to basically on the left side in the Solution Explorer, we need to basically search for the file that is ending on .build.cs. So Basically here for this public dependency module names we need to add a new module. So here we need to type comma and we need to add two actually modules. So the first one is a slate and the second one is slate core. And yeah, basically that's the thing that I have forgot to do. Now let's try to build our code and launch our Unreal Engine, but let's see if we are getting any errors, and we are not actually getting any errors. So yeah, that's a cool thing whenever you are using the button styles, because that button style is a part of Slate UR framework. You will need to add those two modules, so Slate and Slate color. Yeah, basically that's the thing that we needed to do. Now let's just launch our Unreal Engine and test it out. Okay, so here we are inside our Unreal Engine. Now if I begin the simulation and open my skill tree, you will see that actually now our button that we have clicked is going to turn green. So actually nothing has happened. Why is that? I don't know. Let's close our Unreal Engine and let's basically check what we have did. So everything seems to be all right. There's no actually errors inside the compiler. Basically, the thing that we need to do is to actually call this unlock function inside this code block here whenever we unlock that skill that we have clicked on. So now hopefully everything is going to work pretty all right, because at the moment my mouth is a little bit tired of talking. Okay, so now let's launch our Unreal Engine. Okay, so now if I begin the simulation, you will see that now finally we have fixed that, and if we click on that on one of our skills, that button is going to turn the color to the green, and now we have this visualization part where now we know that we have unlocked this skill. So now if I click on this one, that skill is going to be unlocked, and if I click on this one, this skill is going to be unlocked. So yeah, that's cool. That's cool thing that we did. So now you will actually notice that right now on the start we can unlock this skill in the center, so that's something that we do not want, but don't worry guys, we are going to do that in the next part. Like I said, we have did enough work for this part because we are long enough into this part. Basically, if anything isn't clear, guys, and I have said it many times, so sorry about that. Sorry about bothering. I'm just trying to help you guys, and I'm just not trying to do something bad. I really want to help you and teach you something. I want to share you my knowledge about Unreal Engine with you. So yeah, if anything isn't clear, feel free to reach to us. So that will be it. So don't forget to like, don't forget to subscribe, and see you in the next part.